Matt, listen, help us, just recap for us, remind us why you're negative on NFLX, why you put that sell call on. Because, I mean, in my mind, I look at a company which is, A, reaching saturation in the U.S., B, has to look for growth outside the U.S., where they're not able to squeeze as much out of new subs. C, the ad-supported tier, sort of an open question. Obviously, they're saying they want that to be, they want to grow that to become a $1 billion plus revenue stream over time. How much time it's going to take, I don't know. And then open question over how video games are doing as well. For you, what are the negatives?
Well, I think you did a good job just now of encapsulating them. I think the ambition is certainly to get to 10% advertising or higher, maybe, who knows, 20% over a period of time. And certainly, they are indicating that advertising plus subscription revenue should be accretive. But nonetheless, when you look at the member growth, most of it is going to come from AVOD. Sometimes in some instances at lower pricing versus full freight, and from the cut down on password sharing, which also has some effect on ARPU. So those are very desirable initiatives. I think in the absence of these initiatives, the stock would be considerably lower. But and then moving on to video games, I have, certainly there's every reason to try to monetize some of the IP they have, as with the Stranger Things, that has a lot of applicability for gaming. But I think it's naive to think that that's any sort of immediate catalyst when you look at the competition that's out there on the video gaming side. I mean, it's a nice little ancillary stream, but in no manner can I see it being as significant as AVOD or the password sharing crackdown, even over a very extended period of time. Video games, mobile games included, let alone console games, is a very, very difficult business, to say the least. Probably more difficult even than the movie or TV series production business.
Matt, real quickly, I'm glad you brought up the crackdown on sharing passwords, right? I understand why they're doing it, obviously, although, I mean, it's a dirty little secret. Nobody likes to talk about it, but frankly, a lot of people actually do it, right? And they're hoping by doing this, it's going to force people to pay up. But, I mean, the psychology of this just doesn't seem to make sense to me, because folks that are used to getting something for free, it's hard to go back and make them pay for it again.
Well, there's some resistance, I think, in some of the pilot markets in Latin America that weren't, quite as affluent. Chile, oddly, some of the smaller Central American markets, they got quite a bit of resistance immediately. I think in the U.S., I think they've actually been surprised on maybe more limited pushback. I think that even in some of the European markets, the median income may not be too far from the U.S., but sometimes the consumer is a little bit more frugal on paying subscriptions for media products. So I think they've done a decent job on a necessary step, but I think a lot of this is just really addressing some of the concerns on the as is business.